this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you for joining me for another video tutorial today, showing you how to make this pretty card today. This is a card that I submitted for a blog hop at the weekend, showcasing product from the new catalogue. This uses the Pansy Petals DSP. I'm showing how you can cut the images from the DSP. So these doesn't use the stamps apart from Happy Birthday. I have used the Happy Birthday. And then this gingham paper is from the same pack of Designer Series paper. There's some lovely designs in it. I've actually used nearly all of my pack up now, so I might have to buy another pack. And then my background, which is like it's the Evening Evergreen, but it's Ombre. I actually used one of our Ombre gift bags. Let me show you. Here's our gift bags. So this one's a fresh freesia. So it's just a little bag, and it goes from dark at the bottom to light at the top. Then you can just fold over, secure it with something, pop a little treat in there. Really lovely way of packaging something. And I've just cut it up and used the paper from it as a background for my card. So let me show you how I made it. Just remember, all the products that I use today will be available from my online shop. There'll be a link below. There'll also be links to all the products that I use, so that you can just click on a product and go straight through. If you are ordering with me, don't forget to use my my product code, my monthly shopping code, because then I can send you a free gift next month. Right, okay, what are we going to do first? Right, this is my piece of paper. It's the only piece of paper I've got left. So this was a whole sheet of these daisy images. Obviously I lost some because mine was cut into 6 by 6, but that's fine. And the images I'm going to use today are the purple ones, these ones that are sort of like Fresh Freesia and Blackberry Bliss, I think, mostly. My friend Jez, who some of you will know if you watch my videos or follow my blog, hates these images with a passion because they remind her of the Ewoks from Star Wars, and she's refusing to buy this suite. I think they're quite. I think some of these are quite pretty. I love the pink ones and the yellow one, but I can, as soon as I see that, I can see what she means about the Ewok faces. Makes me laugh. Right, so if you buy the die set that goes with the stamp set, or you can buy the dies on their own, those dies in there will die cut out these shapes. I haven't bought the dies. I have bought the stamp set, have used it a couple of times, but I haven't bought the dies yet. I wasn't sure about how keen I was about piecing all those bits together. It seemed a little bit fiddly to me, and I'm not one for a fiddle really. I like quick and simple cards. So I'm just fussy cutting. So I'm leaving a very small white border around my pansy here, doing the large one first. So it's easier if you move the paper rather than the scissors, I find anyway. So if you see, my scissors are pointing the same way all the time, and I'm just moving the cardstock around, or the paper around. The daisy paper is really beautiful, lovely, some really tiny designs which are good for backgrounds on cards and things. And then these sheets where they've got images which you can cut out. There's a whole sheet with leaves on it. I've used up that whole sheet because on the other side it was soft succulent gingham, and I used that as a background on the cards that I sent out for my swap to our team. We do a card swap when we have a new catalogue as our team. So I've used all that. So I just had 2 leaves left over. I had enough paper left over to do 2 leaves. So that's all I've got left of those. So I'm going to use them today. Then if I want to do any more designs like this, I'm going to have to stamp my leaves, which is fine. I have got the stamp set, so I can do that. And of course you can stamp the the pansies. But I just thought I'd show you how to use the DSP, because actually, our CEO, Stampin Up CEO, worked out how many images there were. And I don't know the figures, but actually there were hundreds. You know, you could make hundreds of cards with just one pack of DSP by doing this. And like I say, you can buy it's very difficult to see here where the edge is because it's very, very pale. You can buy 1 pack of DSP for £10.75, and that's going to make, I don't know, loads and loads of cards. Right, so there we are. There are 2 images. So we're now going to push these together. So here's my bag that I'm going to use. I'm going to use soft succulent this time. And I have cut off the seams at the edges already. So it opens like that. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to bring in my trimmer. like so. And I'm going to trim off the zigzag at this end, so I'm just going to trim that off. And then I'm going to trim this down on this side to 14.5. I may trim it a little bit more when I see what the border's like, but for the moment I'm trimming it to 14.5, which is 0.5 centimetre smaller than my card blank. And then here I'm trimming down to 10, again 0.5 centimetre smaller than my card blank. And I won't waste any of these bits of paper, they will all have a use, so I will save those carefully. So that's my panel. Oh, it's not cut very well actually. I think I need a new blade in my my trimmer. It's made a very furry edge. I'm just going to trim off those bits. Don't want to cut it any smaller at the minute. I think I might need a new blade. I have been using my trimmer a lot more recently. The blades do seem to last a long time, but there we are, that's fine. Right, just get there. So now if we lay that on our card, so my card blank was half a sheet, so the A4 was there. I cut it in half at 15, turned it round and scored it at 10.5. Now this should fit on here with a smallish border. And I tell you what I'm going to do, because I've not got a clean edge with that trimmer, I'm going to use my little chomper. Still hoping that Stampin' Up will bring these back so that if you haven't got one, you'll be able to buy one. It really is one of the best tools I've got. I don't know, I seem to think about many things at the minute. I love having this on my desk, and I love having my mini die cutter on my desk. So handy to have them to hand all the time. There we go. Right, I've got nice smooth edges now, otherwise those were going to annoy me. There. So what do you think? Yeah, I think that border is perfect. So it's probably, let me see, so my card is 15 and my panel is 14.4, so it's 0.6 smaller. And so this should be about 9.9, and it is 9.9, yeah. So it's 0.6 of a centimetre or 6 millimetres smaller, so that you get a 3 millimetre border all the way around. Now don't be too generous with the glue here, because this is only paper, this isn't cardstock. So you don't want to be too generous and get it sopping with glue, because then it will warp really easily. So just using quite tricky to do on paper because it's got no substance. There we go. But I showed you how to do those cooled flower centres the other day, and just had a thought, you could chop up one of the bags to use that paper to make your flowers. So you could make flower middles in pale papaya or fresh freesia or polished pink, or even green flower centres. Some flowers have green centres, don't they? Right, am I going to get this on straight? A little bit more tricky to handle than cardstock, just because we're used to using cardstock. That's not particularly straight. That's not very good at all. I'm going to peel it off. Oh, it's because it's paper, it's already stuck. I'm going to have to leave it. Because it's paper, it dries much more quickly than cardstock, so you don't get as much time to do your wiggling. It's fine, it's fine. It's not as perfect as I'd like it to be, but it will do. Right, and then I'm going to take another piece of the Pansy Petals paper. Love this pattern on the back. I love that spread. This is my favourite sheet from the pack, and I love both sides, which is a bit of a shame, really. And then we need a panel like this. I'm going to measure it. It is 11 by 7.5. So, of course, you can do this on your trimmer. I'm going to use my chomper again, just because I know that the blade might not be particularly sharp. I need to change it. What did I say? 11, didn't I? Goes off here, so I'm just going to have to mark at 11. I've got quite a long enough scale for 11 here. Oh, probably a bit more. Oh, and a little bit more. There we go. Right, so that will be there. So that is going to go on there. Well, pretty colours, loving these colours. Just make sure you haven't got any creases in your paper. Might be better to stick that with one of our tape runners, to be honest, rather than glue. Might be easier. Right, okay, now the next layer I need is this lovely Scalloped Layer, which is one of the dies that goes with the colour and contour set. I think they're called Scalloped Contour dies. You get this whole pack of dies. So these two cut out the flowers from the dice from the stamp set, and then you get all these lovely scalloped rectangles, which are really gorgeous. So we're using the third biggest one. We're using this one today. I'm going to take that out, and I'm just going to flip my grid paper over. Let's just release it here. I've got it stuck down at this end as well today. There we go. Oh, and this end, forgot. I got curling corners, so I'd stuck them all down. Stop them moving around. There we go. Bring in my die cutter. This would have to be in my top 10 tools at the moment. I love it. I find it so convenient and so easy to use. There we go. Put my top plate on top there and whiz that through. You can see one of my plates is actually cracked, but it's still working, so I'm still using it until it actually gives up the ghost. You can see it's got a crack there, but I'm still going to use it until it actually gives up. I can't remember how long I've had this now, but they're the first plates I haven't had to buy any spare plates yet, so I'm quite pleased with that because I do use it a lot. Right, bring my grid paper back, and then, where are we? Right, okay, so we're gonna, not that, and that one, and then that one on top. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue those down. I'm going to put a different message on this card. So I've just realised I'm running out of cards for general occasions. I seem to have quite a lot of thank yous, a lot of happy birthdays, but I haven't got many for just saying, just sort of general just because cards. So I'm going to use one of the words from the Biggest Wish set and do hello, so that it's just a general card. Like so. And then that's going there. So this is beautiful. These dies, you don't have to buy the stamp set, of course. They're really worth it. Those 5 rectangular dies, and then it's got a lovely scalloped edge die as well, which I love. And I have just used that on a card this weekend, which I haven't shown you yet, but that will be coming up soon on my blog. There we go. It's bank holiday weekend here in the UK. But we haven't really got any plans. Our children are all busy doing other things, so I haven't arranged to see any of them. My husband's going for a marathon bike ride tomorrow, which I will not be joining him in, so that leaves me a bit of free time to craft again, which will be nice. It's my favourite way to spend a bank holiday anyway. Right, and so these two pansies are going to go down there. I'm going to use some dimensionals. Sorry, my voice is going really croaky. Right, let's have a look here. My tweezers, right, I've got some half ones here, so you don't need full ones. I think I've said before, I've gone back to using the bigger dimensionals, but cutting them up when I need them. So I tend to use these more. I went to a phase of using the mini ones more. Now I'm back to using the bigger ones. Just depends what sort of mood I'm in, I guess. So just take the backs off. I find these slightly easier to deal with than the little ones, although the little ones aren't really hard, but they both have their uses. Right, okay, so that's going to go there, I think. And then this one is also going to go up on dimensionals, but I'm not going to put any dimensionals on that side because that will be overlaying the bigger one. So like that, 3 little dimensionals. And then we're just going to pop the leaves in as well. I probably would have used more leaves, to be honest, but like I say, I've not got any spare. That can go there. There we go. And then we've got, decide which way these go. Might do one up there, Or should we do that one down there? What do you reckon? Up the top, I think. One there. And then one down here. Got a dimensional in the way there, that's why it won't go where I want it to go. Is that okay? Where do you reckon? There? Yeah, that'll do. It's a little bit of look and see, really. Suck it and see. Right, there we go. That's the basis of our card done. And then all we need to do is do the sentiment. So I'm going to grab Blackberry Bliss. I've got some Blackberry Bliss in this daisy. So I'm hoping that my Blackberry Bliss, which I don't use very often, I thought it was an opportunity to use it. It's a bit dark for me. It's not my favouriteest ever colour, but it has its uses. Right, I'm just going to stamp that onto a piece of paper because I'm not sure how well that's stamping. And if it's not going to stamp nicely, I'm not going to use it. Yeah, it's a bit shadowy. Let's try and do it in a bit that's yeah, and it's got a lot of grot left on the, don't know about that one. Let's wipe it off and try again. You do have to do a little bit of suck it and see sometimes. Oh, I think that might be better. That's better. It's just some of the stamp pad has got some odd things on the surface. I need to clean that off. I'll go back in after I've made this card and clean it and see if I can make that better. But I'm just going to stamp hello. Lovely. Oh, I'm pleased with that. Yeah, after all that, that worked well. And that's our card. So we had this one. And we had this one. Actually, I think I prefer the second one that I've made, to be honest. And what about you? Do you have a favourite? Thanks so much for watching me today. I hope you've enjoyed that little tutorial. Not a difficult card to make, quite an easy little one. And like I say, if you'd like to buy anything, all be listed below in the description. And please, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please click subscribe. I'd be really pleased to have some more subscribers. I'm working hard to get up to 6,000 and I'm only on about 5,100 and something at the minute, so I've got a long way to go. So every single press of that subscribe button counts. Thanks very much for watching and I'll be back very soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.